All right, a little red flag. A little red flag here. What do we think of the race so far? Little mid-race pull. Cheers. Taking a pull. What do we think so far? What do we think so far? What live bets have people made? I can't see any comments. Am I people not interacting or am I a loser? If people don't interact, we're out of here. So, what do we got so far? I have made a few live bets. It rhymes with Pruex. Definitely have a little bit of what rhymes with Pruex. I don't think he's cooked. I don't think he had any damage, did he? I still lead lap. I don't think he's cooked. It's going to be a really difficult to go back to the front. That I think. He was fast. Yeah, it seems like there's very few people that I think have long run speed. I think that there's a lot of guys that have short run speed and short run. Guys that have short run speed, you'd throw Ty in there, Brad, Denny, Larson, Reddick. Reddick is shockingly good. Bell the Rain King again? No, I don't think so. I think they'll all pit. Is it going to rain and wash off the track? I think they're going to lose the track, right? Oh, maybe they won't. Maybe it's just lightning in the area. Maybe they won't get any rain. If they don't get rain, I don't think anyone will pit. If they do get rain, everyone's pitting and taking 4. Chevy's Hendrick getting faster. Chase Elliott is. Yeah, I think Chase Elliott's getting faster for sure. I don't know that it's all the Chevys in general. Byron hasn't gotten really any faster. Yeah, I don't know. It all depends. If the rain washes up the track, they're gonna get rain. Okay, Chris says they're gonna get rain, but I don't know if Chris is a liar or not. He seems like a straight shooter. If they get rain, I do think everyone will pit and take tires. But if they don't, if it's just kind of this white lightning delay, I think that they will the guys that took 4 tires will stay out. They can all make it to the end. Have Chase top Chevy, not mad about that. You got to be happy with that. I'm not saying he's better than Kyle Larson, but I do think when you look at the price, that's a better play than Larson. Bought Truex at 15 and Reddick at 14. Yeah, the Reddick at 14 is good. Bubba 50. Yeah. I mean, where's Bubba now? 14th. I think he'll be a non-issue. Chris, you live 30 minutes from the track. Okay. It looks to me like it's going to pass just to the east, but if they get rain, and maybe they're getting it right now, I can't quite tell. I think that everyone pits and takes 4. I think Denny picks up more spots. I was talking with Ryan Stevens. He's having a panic attack about about Hamlin. He lost a few spots on a restart. That's not an issue. I do think Hamlin is the best car. The fact that Bell could not pull away from him after taking the lead, that says a lot to me. That pretty much says everything I need to know. I do think Reddick is probably the second best car. Larson and Brad K have kind of swapped, on who's next. I can't tell. Is it raining on the broadcast? They're going to get a lot of rain. It looks like it's about to pour. So, Chris, I apologize for calling you a potential liar. It looks like you're about to be exactly right. Right now, it looks like Bell is, I would say Bell's third best. I think Reddick is second best. Yeah, best car and driver is Denny Hamlin. Yeah, I mean, you could probably argue the driver, but the best car, I feel like, is the 11. Let's see what I can only go based off what I see uh on Bovada. It looks like they have Hamlin still as that plus 150. Nigel, I don't think Seabell's the best car. I think that Bell would have a hard time passing Reddick. I think Bell would have a hard time passing Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex Jr. Confirmed, not a liar. Yep. Chris Perry is not a liar. I would agree. Oh, I meant the driver of the best car, Denny Hamlin. Yes, he is trustworthy. I would agree. Gregson Overheim scaring you. Well, Gregson actually hanging on there with 2 tires saved our asses there. I do think that Gregson can hold him off. Heim is much better than I thought he was going to be. You know, rain delays and electrical problems. What could go wrong? So Denny's electrical problems, I've heard that a few times. Every time he turns off his cool suit, his volts go back up. So I'm not too worried about Denny's. Not worried about Denny's voltage. Restarts are crazy. Yeah, I do think that. I think maybe Tyler Mon got in Larson's ear when he commented last week about why Denny races him so hard. They're not throwing rain tires on Brett. They don't even have them here. Lucky to get to flush the cool suit. Yeah. Can Denny take off his cool suit during this red flag? That's a good question, Connor. I don't think he will because when he turns it off, volts go right back up. So this is not a real concern, in my opinion. I think it's a concern if you want it to be, but I don't think it's an issue. Ross, great question. Impact of cooler weather and potentially ending under the lights. Let's think about that. Less hot slick. I think we have to look towards raw speed, just who's fast in this series. I think that, gosh, I would still say hot and slick favors Larson, but it's hard to argue that anything's been faster than the 5 car, just straight away speed. Oh, look at him, man. It's about ready to be a serious storm there. Yeah, Ross was P5. Ford's like the nighttime. Okay, maybe I could go with that. Yes, I think Big Ross is right here. The cooler it is, oh yeah, they're going to lose the track. This is going to be a nice little delay here, boys and girls. I think Ross brings up a really good point. You will be on the throttle more. Speeds will be faster. It will only get harder. It will only get harder to pass. Holy shit, it's really pouring now. I think it only gets harder to pass. Brad's going to win. I think if I had to say race winning cars, I mean, clearly Bell. I don't think he's the best. The fact he was able to take the lead from Denny based on the 51, I think costing Denny the lead and then not being able to pull away. I still think Bell is good, but I would say even Reddick's a little better than him. Larson and Bell are probably the same. Brad maybe a tick off. We have yet to see what Chase Elliott can do up front. Bob says to be a quick rain. Yeah, it's for sure quick rain, but it's a ton of rain. So no rain tires. They're gonna have to dry this thing completely. We got at least an hour and a half, I would say, before we go back. Not to halfway. So no one run to bet Chris Bell. This is not. They have to get going, even if they have to go tomorrow. That's not going to be a thing. They're going to go tonight. But there's a good chance it could be a night race, and I do think it's going to be harder to pass at night. Yes, the consumer cellular. That is a good call. Bird's finger in your consumer cellular. Joey Jordan, 5, 6, or 9. Yeah, probably Toyota 5, 6, or 9. Yeah, Big Ross, it could be. Yeah, they're going to need sun in order for it to be quick, but humidity, it also depends on the temperature. Heat is what causes evaporation, not necessarily heat and humidity, not necessarily wind or anything like that. I wonder, does anybody live north of Nashville? Chris Perry, are you still watching? Where do you live relative to the track? But I guess if we had to do a rundown, I think Chris Bell's pretty good. I'm not sure how he'd fare if he ever lost track position. Oh, yeah. Amateur meteorologist for sure. Tyler Reddick, significantly better than I thought. Anyone that backed him was more right than I was. Kyle Larson, kind of figured, uh, hasn't really made mistakes. Don't know that he's out there really passing anyone. I think that Brad passed him early in the race. Chase, I think, is very solid. Denny Hamlin, I think, is the best car. Chris Buescher, just kind of, I think, hanging out. William Byron also hanging out. Martin Truex Jr. has moved up significantly, in my opinion. If he ever gets track position, he's going to be a real bitch out there. Carson Hocevar, I don't know if he took 2 or 4 tires there, but obviously a solid run. Noah Gragson, I don't think he's better than I thought he was. I'm hoping that he can stay out ahead of Heim to cash this stage 2 ticket. But who knows? I think Heim is exceeding expectations. Ryan Blaney, I think that Todd kind of hit the nail on the head. He's been good, but not great. Michael McDowell, I don't know how he stole track position. I think he took 2 tires there, but I don't think he's a top 10 car. Bubba Wallace, man, he made up a lot of spots early. We haven't heard from him since. This is just typical Bubba getting stuck back in traffic. Josh Berry, boy, been really bad in my opinion. I thought that Josh actually was a top 5 guy. Not the case, not at all. Alex Bowman has struggled a little bit. He was passed by Gregson, who I think has also been a little overrated. Corey Heim is exceeding expectations for sure. And I'd be lucky to make money fading him today because I was wrong about that. Austin Cindric, I typical stuff out of him. I think he's kind of a 20th place car. Anything hot and slick, it could benefit him. This night could benefit him. Todd Gilliland, who cares? Joey Logano just, took a huge risk staying out. Oh, you live in Hendersonville. Okay. Back to blue skies. Okay. Is it like sunny, Chris? Like sunny? Blaney value of no longer hot slick. Kevin? Or who brought that up? Ross? Maybe. 25-1. Let's keep that in our back pocket. Oh, Joey, Barry might have some left front nose damage. Okay, I didn't see that. If it was that bad, you'd think they'd just take the time to fix it. Eric begging to come on. That's not happening. I appreciate the ask. You should get into sales, Eric. Are you in sales? You're just not afraid to hear no. I love it. I might have a job for you here soon. Yeah, Blaney probably a little worse than I thought he'd be. Priest a little better than I thought he'd be. Ross Chastain, you can't take 2 tires in speed. I'm sorry, that's a mistake. I feel okay about Gragson over Cindric. I probably wouldn't bet as much as I did, but I still think Gregson's a better car than Cindric. The fact he made 2 tires stick really means a lot. Now he's inherited this 11th place spot. Go get 4 tires, come off pit road, 10th to 13th. The Priest versus Bell battle was humorous. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, you're right, Joe. It was a loose tire. That's right, or outside the box. I thought that was a weak call. Thought it was a weak call. Wish you had more on Bell over Ross. Yeah, I mean, you would if you sat back and looked at the bets you should have made 136 laps into a race. I feel like you'd go insane. I think you just got to be happy with what you have. Yeah, Priest versus Bell. That is desperately staying on the lead lap or trying to versus the leader, who I don't think was that fast. I think that the fact that Chris Bell could not put Ryan Priest a lap down with um I guess in a dominating fashion. I think that speaks to how good that 11 is. And Denny restarted 13th and is now in 6th. Strategy is a killer, yeah, or it's good or bad, Joe, right? You know, if you jump the field and you make it stick, I think we've seen that with I don't know if Chase took 2 tires, maybe he took 2. I would imagine Carson Hocevar did. I know what Gragson did. I know Gragson did. Uh, yeah, you got to make it stick. And they have. And if you do that, you can really solidify yourself. It's really hard to pass. So you go down, you take 4 tires. I think everyone's taking 4 tires here. Am I wrong on that? Oh, Chase is on 4, Nigel. Okay. Well, that I'm wrong. Chase is in a cabber. So Chase is the first car on 4. Do I have to rewind this? I don't want to. I'm going to do that. Okay. Yeah, this track's lost. It looks like drying started. I'm sure that it's going to be a quick dry, but ultimately it's still going to have to happen, and it needs to be really dry. Fortunately, I do think that these concrete tracks do dry pretty quickly, especially if we get the sun that Chris Perry is talking about. Larson is the first on 4 tires. You know what? Maybe I'll. Oh, this is the start of the race. I'll rewind it and see if we can find out who the first on 4 is. Might be Larson. That could be right. Reddick. Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of curious myself to see that sets us up for live betting. Now, I do think everyone's going to pit and take tires. You wash all the rubber off this track, and I think that's a little bit of an issue. I think that everyone's going to want to take 4 tires. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to think that 4 tires is that everyone's going to pit and take 4? I just think you got a green racetrack. It's going to chew up tires more. The last thing you want to do is risk staying out here and have the track be completely different. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're going to okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. The little pause is blocking out. It looks like Reddick is the first on 4 tires. And then Hamlin. Yep. Reddick, then Hamlin. And I do not see Chase in there. So I think Chase has 4 tires. I would have to imagine Chase has 4 tires. So what up, Brian? Yeah, Reddick is live. I agree. Reddick's been really strong. Larson does have 4 tires. Reddick 4 tires. Hamlin 4 tires. I think Chase has 4 tires. I can't be certain. Just looking at the top, so it's Bell 2, Keselowski 2, Buescher 2, Logano 2, Chastain 2 out. Hamlin 4, Gragson 2, Reddick 4, Larson 4, Bowman 2. That's what I have. You want to read a book? Do you even know how to read, Eric? That's a coin toss in my opinion. And story time with Worm. I mean, I could give you guys a list of books to read that you won't read that I think would make you smarter bettors, but from what I understand, just no one reads. Can 2 tires stay up front? I don't think so in this scenario. I think I think everyone's going to pit. Am I wrong to think that? I think this is an obvious pit situation. Yeah, we need to get through. Yeah, we just need Gregson to take 4 tires, and I think that looks good. But I'm not. I think it was a great call by Gregson to take 2. Art of War is a great gambling read. Yeah, it is. I think I have that up there. In the philosophy section. Reading is for nerds. People who read watch F1. Well, I don't watch F1 and I read more than you do, Ryan. You need something to read at the pool? Man, I would say the best book the 2 easy books you can read that'll help you be better betters would be these 2 here. Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, and Super Forecasting: the Art and Science of Prediction by Philip Tetlock. Those are probably the 2 for, and then they're easy. Any chance Gibbs stays out? Oh, maybe. How much what do you have on Gibbs? I think you have to take tires here. You're a few chapters in. When did you start reading? 2023, Brian? I got bigger legs than you do. I don't know. I think I better book club. I like that. That's pretty good. Oh, dude, Taleb is the best. Taleb is hands down the best. Those are all those Taleb books up there. Don't Fooled by Randomness, Black Swan, Anti-Fragile, Skin in the Game. I mean, those are the best gambling books. They're just hard as hell to read. Yeah. No, it's okay. You don't have to stick to one book. Yeah, Taleb is the best. Nassim Taleb, if you want to, but they're hard. Hour to Completely Dry the Track. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Any race predictions? How tall are you? I'm 6'2". Little man? Oh boy. The thrift store is getting mouthy. Yeah, I agree, Big Ross. I mean, if you can read Fooled by Randomness might be the best book for betting of all time. It's just you gotta grind through it. Predictions on the race. I still think Hamlin's the best car. Yeah, but you weigh like $175. I've seen your scrawny little tattooed ass. Tiny. Yeah, you look like you should maybe mix in a push-up or something. I think predictions on the race. Denny is probably the best car. Chase, I mean, I don't think Bovada opens him at 20. Yeah, Jacob's coming to my rescue. Yeah, Bell Hamlin. I agree, Scott, that it's kind of coming down to that. I just don't know I do think that Reddick's been a little better than Bell. I think that because Reddick's been shuffled back a little bit, Chris has been 1 or 2 all race, right? So, yeah, I if Bell gets shuffled back, it'll be interesting to see if he works his way up. But I think that's probably a pretty fair assessment. Hamlin looks really good. Go to the gym 6 days a week. Hopping on a plane. Yep. All right. I think I'm going to get out of here too. I'm going to go. It's actually nice in BC for once. So I'm going to go outside and do a little grounding, do that dorky stuff that I do. But all right, everybody. Cheers. Truex. Yeah. Truex. I don't think Truex is a long shot. I don't think Truex is a long shot at all. I mean, I got in on Truex. I even got Todd in on Truex at least a little bit. So, yeah. Let's yeah, this is a good luck charm. Actually, Jacob brings up a good point. Yeah, the darker it gets, better for Truex. That's a good point, Joey. I do think that Truex gets better. Yeah, the 16-1. Yeah, that was a joke. Anything's possible. All right, cheers, everybody. Take it easy. Enjoy the race. I'll see you guys. See you guys on Twitter here in a minute.